let's discuss now with Democratic Congresswoman Sara Jacobs of California. Thank you so much for being here, Congresswoman.
Thanks for having me.
So we just heard the White House, claiming Democrats are responsible for these layoffs if they do indeed happen. What's your reaction?
That's completely bonkers. Like, they control the House, the Senate, and the White House. They are in charge of government. They are responsible for this government shutdown. We have been very clear about what it will take for us to get Democratic votes, right? We want to cancel the healthcare cuts. We want to make sure we're protecting people's healthcare and not having the cost of their premiums go up. And we want some real concrete assurances that whatever deal we reach in a bipartisan basis will actually be implemented by this administration. And when we sent over that proposal, that very, in my view, like reasonable proposal, start to the negotiation, the White House's response was literally to tell us to go F ourselves. That is their response, along with these like weird AI meme videos that they're doing, instead of actually having a conversation with us about what this means for the American people. In my district, if we don't address these ACA premium tax credits, a 60-year-old couple who makes $82,000 a year, their premiums are going to go up by $15,000. My constituents don't have an extra $15,000 laying around. The cost of living is already too high. That's what we're fighting for. That's what we want our Republican colleagues to come to the table and talk to us about.
Are you concerned that, especially from the point of view of your constituents, those who you just described, that they will be more persuaded by the Republicans and their narrative about why government is shut down, why the consequences are what they are, versus the narrative that you and other Democrats are trying to convey?
I'm here in my district right now. I've been talking to folks all weekend since I've come home. And I think everyone understands that Republicans are in control of the government, right? Democrats don't have a lot of power right now. And so the idea that we could single-handedly be responsible for this is not really landing with my constituents. They understand that we're fighting for their health care, and they appreciate that we're standing up for that.
Tell me more about your constituents. You described, in the mix are 80-year-olds who are, concerned, or even 60-year-olds who are concerned about their health care and what's on the horizon. But also, San Diego, your district, is a big military town. Marines, Camp Pendleton, Navy, as well as Coast Guard. What are they, if anything, saying to you about their concerns about a government shutdown, their paychecks, their way of life, etc.?
Yeah, San Diego is the largest military community in the country, and I'm so proud to represent them on the House Armed Services Committee. And look, we already have a problem with the cost of living here in San Diego, and that includes for our service members and their families, right? Even sans a shutdown, without a shutdown, we have about 44,000 members of military families visit our food bank every single month. That is unacceptable. We should be paying our military service members a living wage so that they don't need to visit the food bank. They don't need to worry about putting food on the table while they're serving our country. And so I am concerned about what a shutdown will mean for them and their families. So far, they haven't missed a paycheck. If we can resolve this by the middle of the month, they won't miss a paycheck. And that's why I'm pushing so hard for my Republican colleagues to come to the table and talk to us and get to a deal where we're protecting Americans' health care and reopening the government.
Okay. I do want to shift gears with you as well now and talk about this possible peace deal between Israel and Hamas. Today, Israel says it's preparing to implement the first steps of Trump's plan, to end the war, hours after Hamas said that, it is ready to release the remaining hostages. There remain, sticking points. You're on the Foreign Affairs Committee. How optimistic are you that there will be an agreement here, that the war, the conflict is coming to an end, that hostages will be, all hostages, dead or alive, will be released?
It's well past time for this war to end and for hostages to be brought home and for there to be unfettered humanitarian access into Gaza, where we know the needs are incredibly high and the situation is incredibly dire. And so, I am grateful for the leadership that the administration and others played in getting to this place. And I'm hopeful that we will finally get to a place where we can address the very real humanitarian needs on the ground in Gaza and have the hostages come home.
Is it your concern, if this is indeed a successful deal, Who gets credit for this?
I mean, to me, the issue is not really about credit. The issue is, how do we stem the suffering on the ground? How do we make sure the Palestinian people are getting the humanitarian assistance that they need, are being governed in a way that has dignity and autonomy and self-determination? And how do we make sure Israelis have safety and security? And I don't really care who gets credit as long as we're getting closer to that outcome.
All right. And then finally, Monday, ballots are being mailed out to every California voter for Proposition 50. And that would carve out more Democratic districts in the state in response to what some red states are doing. You support this, saying it would be, I'm quoting now, temporary, one-time thing before redistricting in 2030. What are among some of your concerns, however, about what kind of precedents that this might set?
We're in an unprecedented moment, and we need to respond, therefore, in an unprecedented way and fight fire with fire. To me, this is about having an equal playing field and making sure we're at least all playing by the same rules. So is this what I want to do? No, I want independent redistricting. When we were in the majority, House Democrats passed a bill that would have made independent redistricting the law of the land for the whole country. Not a single Republican voted for it. But that's not the situation that we're in right now. And I think it's incredibly important that California voices and California values are represented in Washington, D.C. in this unprecedented moment that President Trump has instigated.
All right, Congresswoman Sara Jacobs, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you so much.